We're doing this back to back, replying to comments. I got one that really made me go into the rabbit's hole. Weird. To the rabbit hole. Not rabbit's hole. Holy
Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
Alice, you listen, Alice, don't go down that one, okay? The last video we just covered the comments about the Muslims in Congress, the law pertaining to the fact that you don't have to swear to the Christian Bible. One of the other comments that I read that made me go into the rabbit hole, this beautiful person who's definitely Muslim came across my video about how I'm an ex-Muslim, how I became an atheist, and they maybe watched a total of 4 seconds. They read the title, that was enough. The term ex-Muslim, like right away, you're gonna get a bunch of astaghfirullah, Allahu Akbar. Like, this is painful for people to lose a Muslim brother, especially a cool one like me. You know, I get it. Picture my family members, all right, dude. But anyway, thank you for commenting. I believe everything has a purpose. I do too. Even the migrants that come across our borders, I believe they also have a purpose too, right? But sometimes it's really easy for us to dehumanize the other side. And I'm not going to purposely try to play a trick or play you out where I try to come up with things that I'd be like, oh, does this have a purpose? No, I'm going to try to troll you, brother. This comment made me say, that's your right and ability. What was the purpose for dinosaurs? So Mr. Writer of Reflection deleted one of his comments, which is pretty funny to me because that's something that I replied to. Then he replied back, but I said, what was the purpose for dinosaurs, right? His response was, they were put on the earth to pave the way for like humanoid, then for humans. I thought it was so funny that like I shared that comment with my girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, babe, like, how do you think like dinosaurs paved the way? Like, were they wearing like these nerdy glasses and they were in front of a podium and they were talking to like the other T-Rexes and rhinoceros and they're like, hey, we have to make sure that the earth is going to be full of fresh air for the humans to come in. I don't want any toxic gas. Like, and then they like point at one of the dinosaurs like, Jimmy, stop farting. Like, they're working overtime to make sure they pave the way for humans. But then I wrote, like, how do you think they paved the way by like becoming extinct? What do you think the dinosaurs did to pave the way for humanoid creatures? He wrote, by being test elements to ensure the atmosphere and food supply was good to sustain life, and their biological remains laid the foundation for modern oil and other important elements. So it is also a farce. Fossil fuel comes from dinosaurs, like fossils. I can't believe we're doing this, but yeah, fossil fuels are not the remains of dead dinosaurs. In fact, most of the fossil fuels we find today were formed millions of years before the first dinosaurs. They were formed from prehistoric plants and animals that lived hundreds of millions of years ago. Hundreds of millions of years. I know all the Bibles and Qurans are like 5,000 to 8,000 year old Earth. Hearing that is triggering. I get it. It made me start to think, okay, these people get their beliefs from somewhere, right? So I started like looking up videos of dinosaurs in religion. But before I get to that, I just want to finish reading some of the last of the comments. So they were test elements. Fantastic. God didn't know this already. He made everything, but he needed test subjects for millions of years. And why doesn't any Bible of any religion mention dinosaurs? I think the closest thing to dinosaurs that Bible mentions a creature with like a long tail. It's just weird, right? The Quran doesn't say anything like that. However, this person, so then the person says, Quran is not a history book. It refers to creation evolving, but it is not part of biology course. It guided us towards a creator, not spending time on things that people of the time had no idea about and would have confused them more. Like, Light of Reflection, by the way, fire name. I apologize for laughing. I want to take you seriously because I didn't shit on you. I don't want to push you away. I'd rather just have the dialogue. But you saying how the Quran didn't mention it because it would have been too much and confuse the people at the time, right? You have a reason of why they didn't add it. Which again, for me, would be you made that reason up. You don't know why they didn't add it. If they added it, don't you think it would have helped if they just explained it from the beginning? I mean, they put a lot of things that's confusing. So again, I try to reach the person by just commenting back. I'm like, isn't that a major contradiction? If the goal is to guide people without introducing ideas beyond their understanding, referencing something like afterlife, time and relativity, etc., might seem inconsistent with that. Like, they talk about a lot of insane things on the Bible. You know, they're like, yeah, listen, we stop at hellfire. We're not out here to talk about carnivorous T-Rex, okay? We're going to wait for Hollywood to make Jurassic Park. Fantastic. So, I looked up a few different videos about why and how religious people cope with dinosaurs, right? And the most viewed and highly commented video about dinosaurs is this one right here. And I thought maybe we would watch it together. I only watched the first 2 minutes and I almost punched my laptop at the time. I was like laying down, just kind of watching it half asleep. So this time maybe be a little different.
What happened to the dinosaurs? Because they're extinct. People come up with theories all the time. Here's my theory. I believe at the time of the dinosaurs, eventually the plants evolved and they became gaseous. And the dinosaurs ate those plants and they burped themselves to death. What do you think, guys? Is that pretty scientific? You guys rolling with that?
No? Trolling.
Sounds kind of goofy. Well, see, if you get a really cool graphic artist, and then you get a bunch of guys with little letters at the end of their names, and then you publish it in a peer-reviewed magazine, everybody thinks it's highly plausible. Here's the biggest extinction theory we hear. This giant meteor smashed into the Yucatan Peninsula and just wiped out all the dinosaurs, but not the ducks, and not the beavers, and not all the other creatures.
So he thinks when the dinosaurs existed millions of years ago, so did all these animals. I just know that people are going to be watching this video and be like, yo, he's cooking. Take that, atheist. When people ask why the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs, I point out that the Bible doesn't mention gorillas. But gorillas exist.